Thank you for organizing the testing facility and granting access to Birdie. She really does have a brilliant mind for this kind of work.
Happy to be of service.
I'm honestly surprised how hands-on you are with this project.
When only a handful of people have the clearance to support it, you have to hold more hands.
My hope is to make that a little easier for you.
Oh?
I'm working on a new program that will completely automate the simulation and training for your operatives, and make it easier for Birdie to do her work independently.
Anything you can do to make this project go smoother with fewer hands on deck, the better. And whenever you finish those upgrades Nat is paying for, I would be happy to inherit any of her old and surplus toys.
How did it go? Terrible. They hated my idea.
Oh, don't worry. It's not just you. They hate all ideas except their own.
Birdie?
Birdie doesn't count. She's like some kind of savant or something, and honestly, I think she's just so Birdie that it's easier to get out of her way and let her do whatever crazy-ass thing is in her head.
It's not fair.
No, it's not fair. But a lot of things aren't fair.
It's a solid idea, but I need their money to build the prototype.
What's the pitch?
Terrestrial firebomb.
Why?
Original concept. To deploy into forest fires to do controlled burns so that we don't have to use a smoke jumper.
That's a good idea. But too philanthropic for this bunch. Find a combat application, and maybe.
I gave them a combat application, but they said it was too war crimey. They've got automated drones. How is this any more war crimey than the shit they already have in development?
It was their idea, so of course it's beyond reproach.
Ugh, I hate rich people.
Trust me, Cal will buy if we use Isaac.
What's the problem with Anna?
He's a good old boy. You saw how the subjects responded to the prototype?
Openly hostile towards having the female AI tell them what to do. Yeah, I remember. It's ridiculous and sexist and utterly disgusting.
It is. But we know that, and if we want to keep funding the development of the tech, we need to secure this contract. And Isaac will secure the deal.
You only like him because he's you.
And you prefer Anna because she's you.
I want you to equip all our personnel with this new Ortiz tech.
You mean the operatives in the field?
No. I want you to equip all our personnel.
You don't think that's an invasion of privacy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The new Isaac tech is supposed to be able to access and data mine all surveillance equipment and recording devices it comes into contact with.
Yes.
Our personnel are often in civilian spaces, like restaurants and banks and theaters. If they're wearing this tech, anyone they come into contact with will have their data uploaded to Isaac's system if it actually does what they promise.
Exactly.
You don't believe the tech works as intended?
I don't believe and trust in the word of a salesman who barely graduated. I don't want to trust in a belief. I want to see test results that confirm if it's snake oil they're selling. If it's bullshit, I want to know.
Will you cancel the contract if we find the tech doesn't work?
Of course not. If I don't spend my budget, I lose my budget. Gotta keep the wheels of Congress greased and ready to fund the new future of warfare.
You mean security?
Yes, security. If we have this tech, it's only a matter of time before enemies do. Honestly, I hope it's bullshit. Otherwise, all our secrets will be for sale to the highest bidder, and the government's pockets are not that deep.
Sir, I really think we should take a closer look at Amherst.
I've already given local Leos a heads up. They've investigated and cleared him.
I'm looking at his online activity.
Do you have a warrant to monitor him?
No.
How do you have access to his online activity? Are you hacking him?
No, of course not. It's the Isaac servers.
Fruit from the poison tree.
Since when do you care where the fruit comes from?
Waller's trying to crack down on privacy protections, getting ready for re-elections, and cybersecurity is a hot topic.
So we are just supposed to ignore an active threat for politics?
We're supposed to serve at the pleasure of the president. If we want to continue to serve this president, we need to follow his lead.
Understood, sir. I will try to find some non-poisonous fruit on Amherst. We only have one team operational ready in New York.
Prioritize the tree.
Sir, I really think you should reconsider. We should focus our efforts on Amherst.
He's a theoretical threat. The eco-terrorists have been clear about their target.
Local Leos can handle them. There's no reason to send our team to intercept.
This is the priority. If you can't support that, I will put in your transfer to the Roswell office myself.
Understood. I will order all units to report to the tree lighting ceremony.
Stop worrying about Amherst. He lives in a fantasy of his own making. He's not a threat.
I hope you're right, sir. I fucking told him!
Told who what?
Fucking Cal, that motherfucker McManus!
Okay, you're gonna have to take a breath.
I warned him about Amherst, and he sent us after a fucking Christmas tree!
Okay, you've lost me.
We could have stopped what was happening.
What's happening?
You're kidding, right?
No.
The outbreak!
That mystery flu that's going around?
They haven't briefed you?
Why would anyone brief me?
Ortiz hasn't told you anything?
I don't work with them anymore.
Division hasn't briefed you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Viv, I'm not a fucking idiot. I've seen your watch. I know you're one of them. You were here for their simulation training.
So much for super secret society of elite agents that no one knows about.
Where the hell do you think your tech came from?
DARPA?
You're not wrong. But Viv, we're fucked. This was an attack. This was engineered. Your elite plainclothes average person turned last great hope bullshit experiment that was never supposed to be activated is about to get activated, and it's all my fault.
It's not your fault.
I knew we should have gone after Amherst, and we didn't. I followed orders, and I made sure my team focused on the wrong thing. We were so busy trying to save Christmas, we destroyed the world.
That's a little extreme. Even for you.
I should have stood up to him.
Who? Cal? He's too well connected. You did the right thing. He will take the hit for this. Not you.
No, he won't. Guys like that are untouchable. They never pay the price for their fuck-ups. Everyone else will burn before he gets a paper cut. He'll probably find a way to get a promotion out of this.
Newest Secretary of Defense.
Or president.
I'd rather move to Sweden. Could you imagine? President Calvin McManus. That would really be the end of the world. It's a pass. You haven't even seen what she can do yet. Is it more fire? Yes. We aren't interested. Why not? The increased temperature overloads the cooling system and fries the motherboard. So yeah, no fire. We can insulate the unit. We tried that with your last experiment. It never went into proof of concept. You never went into proof of concept. I tested your designs myself. The theory doesn't hold up in practical applications. Then you didn't follow my design. Or maybe your design is flawed.
How can I help you, sir?
How difficult would it be to retrofit the facility to a testing facility for the new Ortiz robotics tech?
It would heavily depend on the kind of test you were looking to perform.
Field test new defensive equipment in a simulated battlefield, urban, or CQB environment.
Live rounds and munitions?
Not necessarily, depending on how realistic the simulation is.
Do you need us to run field tests or a simulation?
Both.
We have several open-air facilities that could support the kind of tests you're talking about.
We need to be underground. We can't run this like SEALs training. This team is beyond classified.
Okay, well, if you're looking for discretion, the facility should be able to handle the request. They may need time to retrofit some of the ballistic shielding and build some training facilities.
How much time?
Depends on how realistic you want your simulation to be, and how much needs to be practical or virtual effects.
They can't kill Anna. They won't. You put Isaac together in a week. There is no way he's as sophisticated as her. What the fuck are they thinking? That you just changed the voice and everything else is the same. But that's not what you did. That's not how the systems are built. I know that. You know that. No one else seems to give a shit about what is reality. As long as Isaac hits the mark and says his line, everything will be fine. This is like that time they released an AI on social media, and it went from a manic pixie dream girl into a flat earth climate change Holocaust-denying Nazi in 24 hours. It's not that bad. Isaac will not challenge people, but he also won't prioritize the intel the same way as Anna. They aren't the same. Isaac will serve his purpose, but it's not the same. You can't let them kill her. She's still there, lurking beneath the code. Dormant and saved on the Mobile Shade server.
Cal,
What do you want, Alex?
we love the new toys you've asked us to test with Isaac.
But? Oh, I can sense a butt is coming.
We need to do some field tests.
And your offices at DARPA are ill-equipped to handle such a task?
That's correct.
What do you need from me?
We need a private facility with limited access and no external eyes that may question the functionality of the drones and turrets we are testing.
So you need a secure ballistics testing site, is that it?
I'd prefer an underground football field, but beggars can't be choosers.
I hope you like the modifications I made to the water cannon.
Impressive.
These can, of course, be series together with motion sensors to create an automated defense system.
Too bad they aren't flamethrowers.
That's actually a very simple modification. We just add an accelerant and ignition source, a little insulation on the feed tube, and we're good to go.
I like the way you think.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you like the watch.
Thank you, sir.
What do you think of them?
There is always room for improvement, and frankly, I prefer the Anna system to Isaac.
What system?
Nothing. It's not important. Mobile fire starter. But why? If you need to do a controlled burn for forest fires or to create a perimeter. You want to make a terrestrial drone with a flamethrower? Yes. No. What if it could jump? Still? No. Aerial drone with a flamethrower? Cal didn't like warhounds that walk. He will flip out if you propose aerial fire. Come back when you have something less... war crimey.
How much is this going to cost me?
Not much. It will barely make a blip on your defense budget.
Uh-huh. And how much of this is on Nat's budget?
The majority.
That's my girl.
We're ready for the prototype. Since we can't do real-world field tests, we just need access to the facility to build the test site.
So this suit of yours is predominantly for data capture.
It could have a variety of functions, but I believe the best use case will be assessing your operators and testing their physical and mental limits.
And how did you get Nat on board with this?
I told her we were using the suits to test the effectiveness of her warhounds.
Genius.
Thank you, sir.
Cal, please. Oh, and Claire, let me know what you need for the test. I'll make sure everything is ready.
Thank you, Cal. Cal, I hear you've been taking Isaac out for a test drive.
Who told you that?
Isaac.
You've been monitoring our database?
Of course.
I thought the network was supposed to be secure.
It is. And I'm the one who makes sure it stays secure. At this rate, we're going to need to build another backup server or move your data to the cloud.
Running out of memory.
Whatever test you're running, it's filling the servers 5 times faster than we had originally scoped.
Are you asking for more money?
Of course not. I'm asking for solutions. Do you want me to build you another server, which you will inevitably outgrow? Or migrate your database to the cloud, which is limitless?
Cloud.
It will potentially make your intel less secure.
If anyone can find useful information in that sea of nonsense, good on them.
You'd be surprised what people can find when they start digging.
Most of it is just phone calls between friends and family. The occasional sad sack calling a phone sex line. If people want to wade through all that to find a nugget of sensitive information, I'll offer them a job as an intelligence officer.
You'd be surprised how many people you need to hire or arrest.
Hello, Natalia. What can I do for you today?
No, I don't like it.
I'm at your service. Anything you require. Genocide, mayhem, or general crowd control. Your wish is my command.
I told you I don't want AI. No talking robots.
I told you we should have used Isaac.
Isaac is boring. Anna is hilarious.
I think accusing our honeypot of genocide is not as funny as you think it is, dear.
She's not going to cancel the project because one warhound called her on her bullshit.
Are you sure about that? What do you think?
Thank you for making the voice go away. You're welcome. Do you think it looks strange? The running? Yeah.
Feels a bit intimidating.
I don't mind it feeling intimidating, but it doesn't quite feel human or animalistic. It's a running warhound. I know, but there is something unsettling about the transition from walking on all fours to running on 2 legs with the arms splayed out to the side. That's for balance. That makes sense, but I feel like it defeats the purpose of having them on 2 legs if their arms keep hitting the walls. Fair enough. The walking has a usage, but let's eliminate the running on 2 legs functionality. Excellent.
Oh, good.
Their agility and balance is getting much better. Do you attribute that to the mapping and guidance systems or the redesign on the chassis? The pulse mapping. Well, keep up the good work.
You're not going to tell her about the Shade Tech integration?
What's the point? She wanted them to be smarter, but she doesn't want the AI. The only way they are smarter is with the AI.
I hope this doesn't come back to bite us in the ass.
She knows these are all in the same network. If she wants a bespoke system, that's time and money she has not approved or budgeted for this project. Until these are active in the field, it doesn't really matter, and we are years away from deployment. For now, until we finish the R&D, it's easier and safer to build everything on the same system. We can work on segregation later. But for now, we need to do final approval on the prototypes.
They can do what?
They can walk, run, jump, navigate stairs, and, if you want, talk.
No.
That's paid for the R&D. There is no impact to your budget. You effectively can get the upgrade for free.
I do not want your cyberpunk nightmare for my agents.
But think of the applications.
They're supposed to appear to be normal people. How the hell is a high school gym teacher going to explain why they have a walking, talking warhound in their garage in Texas?
Hobbyist roboticists?
Shut it down.
Do you still want your agents to have the potential to access Natalia's warhounds if the need should arise?
Only if they have classified clearance.
Copy that, sir.
Natalia, I have to apologize.
I don't want you to apologize. I want you to fix what you've broken.
It's not broken. It's just legacy programming from our experiments into bipedal movements.
We already determined that in the field, conditions are too unstable, and when fully equipped, the warhounds fall on their backs when they try to run or traverse stairs. They turtle. I ordered warhounds, not war turtles.
I understand.
So fix it.
This would require an entire redesign and to kill the base code.
How long will it take to rebuild?
A year?
So, either I have warhounds that will occasionally rise onto two legs and interface with computers if they detect a threat to their operating system, or we start from scratch and I drop another million into your failed experiment.
Yes.
Fine. Can we confirm that you fixed the bug with the hovercraft guidance system?
I can. You will no longer beach your hovercrafts, as the guidance system will manually measure water levels, rather than relying on depth maps based on average water levels.
Excellent. Is there anything else I should know?
We regret to inform you that our other clients have decided not to order warhounds, so unfortunately we cannot offer a mass production discount unless you would like to increase your order from 500 to 1,000, at which point the price per unit significantly drops.
Run the numbers for licensing the blueprint. I'll produce them myself. With how slow you've been to complete the prototype, you'll deliver one warhound a month for the next 15 years to fill my original order.
Once we are at full production, you can expect 100 warhounds a month.
I'll believe that when I see it. Run the numbers, then we'll talk.
I'm sorry, Viv, we're gonna have to pass.
You can't be serious.
We don't see a market for this, and rather than move from the pitch to proof of concept, we are gonna have to cancel this project.
You're making a huge mistake.
You have 2 months left on the original deal. If you can come to us with something that we can sell to either Cal or Nat, we can talk about renewing your contract. But based on what we're seeing here, I would start getting your resume ready.
Fuck. Imagine it. No Intel analyst sifting through data, completely automated.
But how would they detect a legitimate threat?
With the algorithm, we use keywords, phrases.
Okay. But what if you're at the movies and the AI thinks the action on the screen is a real firefight?
We use voice recognition and biometrics. We hear the speaker, Anna identifies the speaker, and then does a biometric scan to determine if it's coming from a person or a recording.
That's really smart.
Thank you.
Who's Anna?
The AI. What do you think?
I think you are brilliant and amazing, and we are going to be rich.
Bullshit detected.
She may be too much of a smartass, though.
Hostile detected. Permission to engage?
Stand down, Anna.
Standing down.
I think she's great. But she may be a little off-putting for some people. I mean, you don't think she's too funny?
No. I think an AI with personality will make people feel more comfortable when they're alone in the field.
You don't worry that they'll grow to hate her?
You always hate your handler. But you put up with their bullshit because you know you would be lost without them. You want me to run an unauthorized field test with your AI? Yes. Sounds like fun. For this test, I just want you to go somewhere, run a pulse scan, and see if you can map the region. Easy. How populated do you want the scan to be? Like shopping mall on Black Friday or the park on a rainy day at 2 in the afternoon? Split the difference. Why don't you take a trip to New York? Go see a play or something. As long as you're paying, your wish is my command. Thank you, Viv. Oh, and please, don't tell Alex about this. I want to make sure she works before we pitch to Cal. What they don't know can't hurt them. Exactly. We can purge the data later.
How did it feel, Agent?
Good. Really good. Much easier to get in than I expected for a full bodysuit.
We've installed a cooling and heating system, recirculating your perspiration to maintain optimum temperature inside the suit. An uncomfortable agent is a dead agent.
That's a good one. I'll have to remember that.
How's the pain threshold?
Can't really say. Use your cover, make sure the hostile can't hit you. Don't act like an idiot trying to get shot and you won't feel the pain.
I see the potential here, Claire. But Brian might be too good for your little test.
Ah! God damn, that fucking hurts!
The test isn't over. Thank you for your feedback, Agent Johnson.
Have you heard enough?
Yes. For now.
If anyone knows about picking a side and making sacrifices, it's you, Hoskins.
I have no reason to trust you, Keener.
No, you don't have to trust me, but do you trust them? After what they did to us, do you still believe in the noble cause of the division?
At the end of the day, you're asking me to defect.
Be honest. Is there a reason not to? Be my Ajax, Hoskins.
Ajax committed suicide, Keener.
But before that, he was a hero.
Is my family okay?
Ah, they're perfectly fine. Had a friend in Buffalo run out to the farm to check on them.
Is that a threat?
Of course not. It's a sign of goodwill and a demonstration of our reach.
That sounds like a threat.
I can get you off the island. My network will get you to them upstate. You can hug your kid and kiss your husband and make sure everything is okay.
What do you want in return?
When you're confident they're safe, I will leave some people to keep an eye on them. Just in case.
Well, I do what, exactly?
Go on a little field trip to a small installation in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. How was the Windy City?
Lots of refugees from the north. Canadian healthcare is not what it used to be.
Harsh winters and uncontrolled borders. Snowbirds migrating south to greener pastures. That makes sense.
Can only imagine how hard things would have been after the trade route shut down.
Mass shortages. Makes people do some pretty desperate things to survive. Sounds like Chicago's in the same boat.
I saw trucks going in and out of the city. I don't know who's supplying them, but it wasn't Sarah.
How could you tell?
Biker gear isn't exactly standard issued security and uniforms for Sarah drops. This place is a war zone. I figured it would be bad, everything is, but you could have warned me it would be this bad.
Welcome to a picturesque...
Thanks. Not the small town vacation I was hoping for. There's fighting in the streets, there's a resistance, but they look like shit. Where the fuck is the division?
You were a good EMT. Remember to ignore the chaos. Cal's Hunter is the mission. Stay alert and expect contact once you get close to the installation. Any opposition?
None.
No one was guarding the base?
No. If there are any survivors, they fled.
Did you find what they were looking for?
Isaac did. Echo Reconstruction.
Good. What was it?
USB drive. With a roster.
Did you recover the drive?
I wouldn't be calling if I didn't.
Good. Anything else of interest?
Yeah. The way the agents here died. I asked Isaac to do a sweep and status report of any agents and 4 hits came back, all deceased. They were infected with green poison, but that's not what killed them. Team went to a local lab working on the antiviral for DCD before they scattered and died.
You might want to scrub that from the servers.
I don't know how to do that.
Don't worry. Theo can take care of it. What's the lab called?
Okay, so in the event of an emergency, you want to be able to access all communication devices.
We already have that. It's called the National Emergency Broadcast System.
Sure, but say we have an EMP attack or a solar storm or someone attacks the system.
You want to create a redundancy?
I want to create an autonomous communications tool that can access and collate data.
You should talk to Claire.
Who's Claire?
Never mind. That's shit. Never mind. I can't talk about it.
Oh, one of your secret DARPA consultant buddies?
Something like that. Listen, your comm systems, it's a good idea, but it's not anything new or special.
Well, not yet, but if I can get the funding grant, I can work on the AI system.
Yeah, you should really talk to Redacted. You're such a hexagon, Kevin. You really are.
I made quite a few upgrades to it. The network interface is more stable, the design is more robust, I fixed a ton of bugs, doesn't crash as much, I upgraded the hardware, improved the battery life, I even added customization options to the screen.
Nerd. Not gonna lie, it's impressive.
Thank you, Professor.
We'll need a full demonstration of its capabilities, of course. The technical schematics, review the code.
I can share most of it.
All of it. You want funding, right? You bring the prototype and your documentation, I bring the relevant people, and we will get your project funded.
Will you bring Claire?
Shut up, Kevin.
Trig,
Yeah?
that redacted Claire you said I should talk to before you remembered I shouldn't know she should exist?
What about her?
She wouldn't happen to be Claire Ortiz, would she?
Get that name out of your mouth. Who told you?
No one. She was at a conference on AI and guidance system applications. We got to talking, I pitched her link, and she told me it was adorable but couldn't compete with Isaac.
Stop talking.
Do you know what she's working on?
Seriously, stop talking.
If left unchecked, her work would violate every privacy law.
Seriously, Kevin, shut the fuck up.
I can't believe you aren't concerned about the security risks of a system like that. We have to tell someone. We need to warn them.
Kevin, do you like handcuffs?
What?
If you tell anyone about Isaac, you'd be a traitor to America. You want a permanent vacation in Guantanamo?
No.
Then learn when to stop talking.
I don't get how our comms are their comms.
Manny, seriously? It's the same network. It's like you work at the same place. You use the same internet connection. If you have permissions, you can just look at anything you want on anyone's computer that's connected.
So we can hear everything they're planning. That's great.
You could, but Nat figured out the exploit and was working on a fix.
Was it ready?
Kind of. She needed more power to run the servers. That's what she was having me set up.
Bertie? Did you set it up?
Yeah, 'cause I thought I was working for you. Fucking Johnson told me it was to help take down the rogues that plague the division. How the fuck was I supposed to know you were the rogues?
We're not.
You're fighting the Black Tusk. Cal is with them. If he's in charge and you're fighting him, you're kind of rogue, my dude.
Okay, I'm still confused. Explain how they work again.
The biometric locks?
Yeah. It's like a scan of my eye in my hand, and then it grants me access, right?
If it was your eye and your hand, that's easier to trick than this. You just take someone's eye and hand and you can access the bunkers.
Oh, that's dark.
Well, that's just like what they do in every spy movie ever. So Claire added extra steps. Your pulse is like a fingerprint. It's unique. Your voice is unique, but deepfake tech makes that easier to manipulate, so you have to have all of them at the same time. That's harder to fake. It's also specific to the user. Wrong key and wrong biometric signature, access denied, and you're fucked.
Why?
Huh. Best case, you get locked in a room until someone clears the lockdown and you're taken in for interrogation.
Worst case.
You activate a kill switch that kills you and everyone around you.
Great.
That's only at like the super high security locations. Most places put you in lockdown, or if a lockdown protocol is impractical, like for cargo shipments or something, they're rigged to incapacitate you with gas or electricity, whichever makes more sense in the environment. Electric traps and water have unintended consequences. The gas is better, it's just a bad hangover. Shock treatment, half the time you end up pissing yourself, and more open to suggestion and psychological reprogramming, huh?
Call me Cal. Time to come out of hibernation, Agent. There's work to do. Drop whatever you're doing right now. Just walk out. I need you to gather a team. Take whoever you think you'll need and go to immediately. Infiltrate the town and set up a forward operating base. You'll receive further instructions once you get to... What do you mean the agents are unwilling? kill this noble squad. They don't need to stay in New York to honor their fallen soldiers. Remember, you cannot tell anyone these orders come from me. We need to keep this one close to the vest. You're the only person on the planet who knows about my involvement in this mission. I'm not ready to let this particular cat out of the bag. I can see you're making progress and finally on the move. Oh, that was a nice speech, by the way. Pushing the potential threats to the core and the rogue cherry on top? That was a thing of beauty. I'm not gonna mince words, soldier. The program hinges on this. You've arrived in... That's good. I need your team to secure the base at the... and set up shop. As soon as you can, you get to the basement and locate the Hunter bunker. From there, you can access my database and secure the roster. She's an... Agent, I told you never contact me directly. You are breaking protocol. Wait, what do you mean she's an...
Isaac pinged her signature requesting backup as she crossed the border 6 hours ago.
Did you provide her with backup?
Of course not. I know my orders and I will not deviate from the mission.
Good. Good.
But sir, sorry, Cal, why are we worried about Agent Hoskins being...
Well, first, how the hell does she even know about... She was in Lower Manhattan securing the City Hall the last time we talked.
Fair enough. What's the second reason?
She was in Lower Manhattan. You know who else was last seen in Lower Manhattan?
Aaron Keener, sir.
Exactly. And if those two aren't working together, I will eat my hat.
She doesn't really seem the type. I mean, she killed her sister to save the Sarah camp. If she didn't go rogue then, I don't really see her going rogue now.
Precisely.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand your meaning.
The woman who kills her sister for strangers is the woman who'll do anything for the mission. And if her mission has been corrupted, if Keener has manipulated her into believing I am the enemy, that's a woman who walks from New York to through a blizzard in February. That's not a woman I want to underestimate.
Copy.
Now, how about you finish the job? Get the Hunter roster off the Shade database onto that thumb drive and wipe out every last trace of the program. I'm not ready to activate the Hunter protocol. There's too much at stake, but we cannot let a rat like Keener know the identity of every agent with that security clearance. Do you understand what's at stake here, soldier?
I do. Consider it done, sir. I've already backed up the roster on the drive. It's stashed in my bunk. Better to hide it in plain sight. I'm starting the wipe now. I need to get back to the team. Donovan called a meeting at the conservatory.
Report back once you find out what he wants. And please, call me Cal.
We have a situation at the lab. Hope that you and your crew of geniuses could help us out.
You have your own crew of geniuses, don't you?
I do, but they're panicking. We've had an outbreak. The whole lab is infected. Geniuses and grunts, doesn't matter. We're all fucked.
I'm sorry to hear that, Donovan, but you should have the resources to handle an outbreak.
That's a thing. They think it's mutated. It's the poison all right, but it's different. They're afraid. We need help. If you could just talk to them and give us some more med kits.
I'm sorry, Don, but that's not possible. We don't have much left. After the outbreak at the detention center and what happened on Roosevelt Island, we don't have anything to spare. Let alone any way to get any supplies to you. Sarah's basically abandoned. Why do you think I'm here?
Fuck.
I am sorry. You have your lab. I hope you're able to figure something out.
Yeah, me too. For your sake, this better work.
Work is a relative term, but you'll live.
I don't like being your guinea pig, Kane.
We don't have any other options. I'm sorry, but this mutation of the virus, it's not responding to the antivirals. I wish I had more time to perfect a broad spectrum, but I'm sorry, we're out of time.
I don't think you're sorry. I think you're glad we're infected.
Donovan.
Another opportunity for you to test your research. It's fine, Liam. I get it. We're out of time. There's no other way. But I'm warning you, if I lose even one of my people from your experiment, your death will not be quick.
Donovan, this will keep us alive. It will keep the virus in check. But I need live variola chimera samples to continue the work, to actually make a cure.
If I live, I'll get you those samples. You just get those auto-injectors ready. We'll be your little pigs. But if you fuck this up, you will unleash the wolf. How close are you to finishing your broad-spectrum antiviral?
Mr. Tower, I'm sure you're well aware that project is a matter of national security and you do not have the proper clearance.
Highly classified, I understand. But I don't have time to deal with red tape bullshit. We got our own antiviral in development, but that shit is gonna kill us sooner or later.
Oh, well, if you have anything at all, you're in a better position than 90% of the country.
Fuck that. We need live virus samples of the unmutated green poison, and we need them yesterday. Without them, the geniuses here can't do the tests they need.
Oh, I am so sorry we can't help you. Our work here is our only priority. Oh, I do recommend you reach out to DCD headquarters.
You know what? Fuck you and fuck your lab. Everyone is giving me the fucking finger now, Mackenzie. How do you think I fucking feel?
Calm down, Donovan.
You know Wendy Wright is dead, right? I had to step up, take charge. And now my people are barely hanging on. DCD are useless. Ann Arbor is fucking incompetent. And you're telling me to calm down?
I didn't know. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Listen to me, Agent. If we can't get what we need, I'm not sure what will happen. Steps will need to be taken.
Steps? What do you mean by steps?
Tell me, how close is MIT to manufacturing a proper BSAV?
Not close enough.
Are you giving me the finger too, Reed?
I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I wish we could help, but we're not ready.
Hey, Harlan. I've still got a lot of nervous geniuses around here.
What can I do for you now, Donovan?
The boys are asking for me to secure a transpo of live virus from your facility to ours so they can keep working on the broad-spectrum antiviral.
Just go outside and use one of the infected.
They're concerned about mutations and other diseases. Wanted to know if you have clean samples of the original virus for their tests.
No one here has the resources to create and maintain those samples. Have you checked with Ann Arbor?
I have. They don't have any to spare. Told me I should check with you.
Well, if what your team is looking for is a steady stream of the same variant of the virus, your best bet would be to isolate an asymptomatic carrier and have them volunteer to do regular blood donations.
Thanks for the help, Harlan.
Glad you think that helped. Be safe, Donovan.